Turn 2 update for 30 Corps. 30 Corps has reestablished its supply line. Really delayed everything, but 30 Corps has reestablished its supply lines. There we are. There's one remaining German stack right here. The German artillery pulled off outside of the 30 Corps area, so they can just kind of shell stuff while they're still here, assuming they survive. If not, they're going to have to lend fire support up here against the 101st. 30 Corps also had one unit break out, who was in supply at the end of last turn, but if they can't fix these panzer units, just zoomed up here, that battalion, that armored battalion from 30 Corps is going to be in real trouble. But, hey, they're getting up to Arnhem. Yay, they're about halfway there. But that's 30 Corps. Like I said, supply has been reestablished here. That engineer is still there, so now they can just put in a blocking force and start pushing, maybe knock out those panzer units or at least get them off the roads. That's the 101st update. The 101st has established this blocking line. Those out of supply guys are gradually retreating back. Other than that, there's not a whole lot going on for the 101st. These guys are still up there, minor fighting over around that area. That's slightly outside the 30 Corps zone, so they're on their own. These guys are now running amok in their backfield. That's a big old, pretty strong panzer detachment from the 107th Panzer Division. Yikes. Looks like a Panzer Grenadier battalion just kind of spread out with some pioneers. But there you go. That's basically all that's happening with the 101st. These guys need to get moving and get their butts in gear. Those engineers are doing sterling service. These guys can't actually get to them. They're blocked. There's no road to get to them. But there you go. It's 101st. These guys are still holding strong down here. The Germans kind of bypassed them. I'm not sure why they're still sitting there. 82nd update. The 82nd is getting some pretty stern fighting over here to, what is this, the east. So massive amounts of German just trash chits coming on here. There's a couple exploit units, what have you. But they drove these 82nd guys kind of off into the open, into the polder over here, out of these roads. So that's not good. This engineer unit needed to scoot. They were trying to establish them over here. They're going to have to try and get over here, break through somehow to start establishing supply. We had supply go through, and then the Germans punched back across, and so these guys are going to be out of supply if they can't figure that out. So there's that. That's not good. Other than that, doing all right over here. We're pushing the Germans back. Granted, both those bridges are blown, but we're going to secure both sides so that as soon as we get engineering and bridging units, we can knock over that bridge, because we're going to need another one up here at Nijmegen, and I think we only have 3 Allied bridging units come on. So we're going to need one down over the canal, one over the Maas Canal, and then one over the wall. Actually, we're going to need one over the Maas too. So this is just not a good day, because this bridge is blown, these 2 bridges are blown, the Nijmegen Railroad bridge is blown, that bridge is blown. If we can get the pontoons up here, that pontoon bridge will be back, but yikes. So 82nd is holding on. They're getting some pretty heavy. First Airborne and Polish update. I keep saying turn 2. This is turn 3 of the campaign, turn 2 of this specific scenario, because we started on turn 2. But anyways, lots of heavy fighting going on. Grabner punched out of the encirclement the Poles he kind of created, but in punching out of that encirclement, he's now out of supply, and Nijmegen Bridge is open. One of these British units is an engineer unit. So even though that bridge is not blown, these Poles might be able to get over here onto the north side of the, excuse me. Whew, I thought I was going to sneeze there. The north side of the Rhine, which could get not necessarily really bad for the Germans, but just add casualties, because the Germans are continuing to just wear away up here, not really able to do a whole lot, just take off a point or a step or 2 each turn. But if the Poles can get over there, the issue is their supply area right here is under some pretty heavy pressure. So I don't know how they're going to do that and maintain supply. They might just have to jump over there and contribute out of supply steps, but who knows. Again, the bridge over by Oosterbeek is blown, not good. Yeah. Other than that, we're getting some light fighting up here. I think the Brits might have to just bring in all of the supply they can, all of the reinforcements on their DZ right there, and then just abandon that flank and just hoard into Arnhem to try and hold on, because otherwise, even if 30 Corps gets up here, there's not going to be anything to get to. So there we go. That is the end of turn 3. The Germans are pushing back. Their reinforcements are starting to not play a huge part, because they're starting to taper off. But there we go. That is turn 3 of It Never Snows.